on the topics that we got coming for you this time, we're gonna keep on four games we think
we're gonna cover some of the games. We don't know how many, but
I want to start with the 4 games that we think are serious at this point.
All right. Well, then I'll do the honorable mentions first.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so here we are, week 3, and we already had the debacle from last night, Thursday night game. Carolina covered their point spread, surprisingly.
Not surprisingly. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Surprisingly, I'm sorry. It's third quarter, and they're up 7-6. You're not expecting them to win and cover an 8-point spread.
24-9.
That ain't what you're thinking. But anyway, so that one ended yesterday. Carolina covered. I don't remember what the over/under was for that, but it was well under. I'm pretty sure.
It was like 41 or something like that.
Yeah, and they didn't even get close to that.
41 or something like that.
Yeah, it would have been 24-9 is like barely over 30.
30 what? 3?
Doesn't matter. So now the one that I wanted to cover is the battle of the winless teams. Atlanta at the Giants. This is actually a good matchup. I kind of like this. This should be interesting. I mean, what can you learn from this? I don't know. Chuck?
Nothing.
Is there something we can learn from this game?
You learn what you already know.
Well, we get confirmed.
Here's what we already know.
We get confirmed of what we already know.
We can confirm what we already know. If Matt Ryan his team loses this game, it's time to move on from Matt Ryan.
Is it really Matt Ryan's fault?
No, I'm not saying it's just his fault.
He has no weapons.
I'm saying he's been there forever. He hasn't done anything except go to a Super Bowl and choke at the end. So, no, sometimes it's his fault, sometimes it's not. But I'm saying it's time to move on from Matt Ryan.
All right. But on the better side of things, Giants at home are favored 3 points. Once again, as you know, I don't like the 3-point spread. If it's 2.5 or 3.5, then you got to have something to go with because more often than not, you go with the underdog because the games sometimes are decided by 3. Now, if you like Atlanta, you're actually getting really good odds on here at plus 135 last time I checked. And I can do the update right here. Falcons money line is 130 currently right now. And I think that if you like the Atlanta Falcons, that would be a good one to take. A couple other honorable mentions. You have Chargers going to the KC. That's a battle of the division. I think that'll be a good matchup. I'm not going to go on any predictors there, but KC is favored 6.5. I think they can cover
Chargers.
7.
Let's go Chargers.
I'd like to see the Chargers win. Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, nobody on this panel likes Patrick Mahomes or Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce.
We have another test for Pittsburgh with Cincinnati coming in, and they're only favored 3 points at home.
And this is another game I would say, Ben Roethlisberger. If you don't show up to play, it's time to move on from Ben.
You should run the ball with Najee Harris and call it a day.
Just run the ball. No throwing.
All right. I have 2 more honorable mentions, and then we'll get into the ones that we wanted to cover. Baltimore at Detroit. Baltimore coming off of that great win in KC. Going to Detroit, that's another good test for them. So I'm interested to see what they can do. Baltimore surprisingly favored 7.5 in this game.
And I think they were going to cover that.
You think they can cover that against Detroit?
Against Detroit, I think they can cover that.
Oh, yeah.
After that debacle in Green Bay, I think Detroit might be ready for some blood. But the last game that I want to cover, and we kind of already did in the last game, we won't spend too much, is New Orleans and New England. This is what we're going to – I'm saying this is the true test for Jameis to figure out where you're at, how to bounce back. This game is important for both teams because they're both 1-1.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how that one plays out.
I'm really hoping Jameis Winston shows up. I'm really hoping the Jameis Winston that
even
everybody
if they lose,
knows he can beat.
Even if they lose, if they lose by a field goal, I know we don't believe in moral victories, but that's about as close as a moral victory as you can get if you lose.
I want him to play a solid game.
I do too.
I don't care. I just want him to play
minimize the turnovers,
game.
Play a solid game, and I would like to see that too.
Yeah, I would like to see a solid game too
with the win.
All right,
with our win. Yeah.
So the heavy hitters this week.
All
right, heavy hitters. This one should be circled on everybody's because with the way Arizona's been playing, they're 2-0 going into Jacksonville. The only problem I hate is that these type of games are sometimes the upset factor.
Yep. Right? You're sleeping on the team.
Right, you're sleeping on the team. Jacksonville up against the wall. They're 0-2. Arizona is favored 7.5. And let me take a quick look at the most current line. Still 7.5. And the money line right now, for Jacksonville, if you want to go with the money line, is plus 295. That's 3-1 money on your money.
What's the over under?
Over under for this game is 51.
I'm gonna have to go under.
I think so too.
I don't believe they're gonna put. Arizona's not gonna put that many points on the board, and Jacksonville is not gonna.
I could see a situation where Arizona could put up in the mid-20s, but I do not see them allowing Jacksonville
21 points. 28 points. I don't see that happening at all.
Nope. So
unless there's a lot of pick sixes going on.
It could be.
All right. Next one.
So the ones that we wanted to cover were all the high profile ones. We have Seattle coming off of a bad loss at home, going to Minnesota. I think this is a bounce back for Seattle. I think they're going to get some revenge. They're going to take it out on poor Minnesota. However, Chuck here thinks that Minnesota may take it.
Minnesota's going to win this one. They're going to run with Dalvin Cook, and we're going to call it a day because the Seattle's run defense is kind of iffy. So,
what about your cousin Kirk?
Oh, first cousin? Yeah. he's cool.
But hey, on this one though, Seattle's the favorite, but only by 2 points. So that's a minuscule point spread. You could even go with the money line. Money line right now for Seattle is minus 120, and you're getting even money if you go with Minnesota at home, which is actually not a bad pick if you think they're going to win.
If things go like the paper says and like the odds say, this should be a knockout, drag down fight to the end. And what you make for great football.
Yeah.
And I know it's coming, the over-under, 55.5.
Yeah.
I think that over. With these two teams and these two defenses,
I mean, I know they
can easily go.
They put up over 60 with
35.
Titans, so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It can easily go 38-35.
I will go with the over because I don't see any defense stopping the offenses.
That's true. I
don't see it.
Yeah, that's true. I don't see that either.
I'm with Chuck and Josh on this one. I'm gonna go with the over on this one.
This is actually a favorite game of mine for if you do like the what do they call them? There's another name for them. They're betting where you can do the in-game betting, but it's not. There's another name for it. I can't think of it.
Damn it! It was just some tip in my head. I just thought because I did it once. For like the in-game betting during the game. You can still bet.
Anyway, there's another name for it, and I can't remember the name for these bets. Where you could do how quickly they score the first, how many minutes?
How many minutes is it going to take them to score?
Is going to score in the first quarter, and the over under is always somewhere around like 5-6 minutes, depending on. So this game, it might be as low as like 4.5. I would take it.
I'd say 4.5.
I would take the under.
4.5.
Take within.
I go less than that. I'd say 3.5 minutes. Somebody got points on the board.
Oh yeah.
I don't care if it's three. It's
going to be
Somebody's
quick.
going to have something in 3.5.
I don't care who gets the ball
Should
first.
we have the fans leave a comment in the section below?
If you know what
it's called,
let us know.
Proposition betting.
Proposition betting.
Proposition betting. Anyway,
well, you don't need to let us know now. We know.
I knew it was going to come to me eventually. All right. So the next one we wanted to discuss was the Tampa Bay at Rams. That's a big one everybody's talking about. They're saying that this is a revenge for last year, all this kind of stuff. Look, I know Brady. To him, a game is a game. It doesn't matter if they lost last year, if they won last year. It's another game that he needs to win again this year. And so I don't really think there's any like ramp up necessarily.
The only thing I got is like you got the number one scoring offense against the number one scoring defense. That's not saying they're the number one defense. They're the number one scoring defense, which means they cause turnovers that produce points.
Right.
Tom Brady rarely turns the ball over. So this will be a tough game. It's gonna be about what's his name? What's the Donald?
Sam Donald.
Sam Donald? Not Sam Donald.
Not Sam Donald. What's his guy?
Donald. 99.
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald and his crew getting to Tom Brady. That's the only way you're going to be able to stop it.
But the thing is
they only rush four to five people. They never.
It doesn't matter what they're going to do because guess what? Brady already faced off with him with Tampa Bay and as a Patriot.
He already knows their tendencies. They would have to.
And even in the Super Bowls, Aaron Donald only touched Brady once. And it wasn't even for a sack. It was just a touch.
Okay.
The other thing that I like about this game, and it's been the chatter with like Undisputed and First Take, they were talking about how they think that he's already looking forward to next week in New England
yeah.
versus paying attention to this one. I don't think that's true.
No.
Tom Brady never does that. I don't care what nobody says. Tom Brady never does
that.
It might be in his head, but once he gets on that field, it's what's in front of me.
I've never heard.
And that's the same thing with the Rams.
Exactly.
This is a defense that wants to win.
Mm-hmm.
They want to win. The offense has a new quarterback that's actually playing lights out football also.
Yep.
So with that being said, you got the number one scoring offense, number one scoring defense. Now, I'm not sure where the Rams offense is ranked, but they have been solid this whole season, and so has Tampa Bay's defense.
Yep.
So I think this is going to be one of them, the game to watch.
Yeah.
I know that I know that Stafford's been playing well for the Rams now. He's definitely getting comfortable with the plays. He's getting comfortable with the players. They're both 2-0, so this is gonna be a big
Somebody's
big game
not
for
going to
them.
be 2-0,
Right? Not anymore. But surprisingly, and I think that everybody can agree to this. I know that they're the reigning Super Bowl champs, but typically when you have teams that are this closely matched, you always give the favored point
to the home team.
To the home team. Tampa Bay's favored 1.5, which I love. Because if you think they're going to win, they're going to win by a field goal at minimum.
Field goal or touchdown.
Right? Or a touchdown.
It's not going to be a blowout.
But the Rams, I mean, if you have faith in the Rams, anytime you get even money or better, and the money line is plus 105, that's just above even money on the bet. So this is actually a good one to bet depending on where you're leaning.
Well, I'll say this here, and I know I've said this in the past. If you watch our shows, I'm not a Tom Brady fan, but I give him props on what he does. But in this particular instance, the Rams playing the way the Rams are playing, I'm going to give Tom Brady his first loss of the season.
I will not give him his first loss of the season because guess what? They were playing lights out the last two times he played against them, and he still beat them. That defense is not going to get past that less than 2 seconds by him releasing the ball. So what kind of pressure are you going to generate?
Well, the thing is, I'm like, okay, the one thing you always do that I don't do is like, you can't change the past. That's what that is.
Okay.
This is something that's different now. This is not the same.
Team.
It's the same. It's not the same team. They have players. They have new players now.
Only in the linebacker spot.
And they have some younger players. They have some better players.
And the linebacker
and
spot.
that front four is better than it was last year. So I'm looking at it this way. Tampa Bay's front four versus the Rams front four. Tampa Bay's O-line versus the Rams O-line. I give Tampa Bay the better O-line. I give the Rams the better front four. Now, as far as backfield, defensive backs, and linebackers, you can flip a coin and say, yeah, it's about.
Yeah, if you take a look, both teams have given up a lot of points.
Yeah,
that's why the over under on this one is again 55.5.
So with the defense of Tampa Bay, the only reason they're giving up points is because of, like I was mentioning earlier, they're blitzing too much. If they drop back in coverage every now and then, or even just drop back in coverage and throw that blitz out every now and then, we're talking about a whole different ball game.
But like I said, that plays in if the coaches are coaching this game, because we're not. We're just giving you what we think. If they coach this game like they coached the last game, they're going to lose this one. I'm going to be honest with you.
No, I agree with you on that. That's why I said blitz less. A little bit. I'm not saying blitz a whole lot less. Just a little bit less where it's obvious that you're coming.
Well, I need you
especially against like Stafford here.
Yeah.
Because
I need you to get what's the defense coordinator name?
Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles. Get Todd Bowles on the phone and say, "Hey, man, slow down."
Yeah, I've got his number. Hold on.
I think AB got that covered. I think AB got that. Hey, man, let's not blitz that much now. We almost lost this game.
But the side factor really in the game is the wide receivers. I think that's what it's going to be.
I think it's going to be back and forth. They may get a little bit of the running game and mixed in, but I really think that this is going to be one of those shootouts that ends with whoever has the ball last.
And what's the over under on that one?
55.5.
Yep, we're gonna beat that one. They definitely gonna beat that.
There might be some high scoring games, fellas.
I think this is gonna be a high scoring game, but it's gonna be a lot of good defensive plays.
So another game that we want to discuss before we get out of here. We have two more, and we'll get out of here. We have Green Bay Packers at San Fran. Surprisingly, again, San Fran is the favorite here.
Yes, sir.
I guess rightfully so, since they are 2-0.
They're a more complete team.
That's true. So. And after giving up 17 points in the first half to Detroit Lions, you should expect them to give up at least that to the San Francisco 49ers. This one actually is a little bit more reasonable given the two teams and given their point ability to score.
Yeah.
It's 50.5, and I think that definitely could go over.
Yeah.
between Green Bay and San
Garoppolo-
Francisco.
Garoppolo surprised me this last couple games. I'm not gonna lie. He put up some good numbers.
But-
With Fields jumping in every now and then, it surprises teams.
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on over there, but you guys.
Well, they obviously fixed it in the last half of the last game
they
against
fixed it
Detroit.
in the last half, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean this game is going to be any different.
True, and they're on the road. But like I said, they know they got to get ready for this one.
Yeah. I hope
And
they do.
maybe that was the problem. Maybe they took Detroit for granted, right? And they were already looking forward to San Francisco.
They had to actually play.
Yeah.
So, and they took New Orleans for granted and realized, oh, we got to play football.
Yeah, I think because Green Bay's play calling and how the players moving on the field and everything, I think they're comfortable. I think they're like, hey, you know what? Yeah, we can win this. We don't have to put that much effort. I think that's why New Orleans blew the brakes
Hey,
off.
John. Hey, for this week, what do you think? Should we put 10 on Green Bay? Get plus 140?
I don't think Green Bay gonna win this game. That's why I don't.
All right. Well, I guess we'll have to sit over here after this is done, and we'll figure out a $10
after the
bet.
next one, we'll talk about
I
one. The
made-
one that's coming up. That's the one I want to talk about.
I made money on Dallas. So.
I know you did. That's why I said I want to talk about that one.
All right, and of course that brings us to our last game, Monday night, Philly at Dallas. Dallas coming off of that great last minute victory over Chargers, but like we discussed, we think the Chargers lost that game more than Dallas won it. But this is a chance for them to redeem themselves against a known division rival.
Philly's winning.
He's got Philly. I'm not so sure, but I would definitely take Philly plus 3.5. That's the spread.
Yes, sir.
I don't want, especially with Dallas, they're known for winning these field goals, these late. Now I get it. If Philly kicks the field goal, then Dallas could win by 4, covering the spread. I get that, but I'm not worried about that.
I'll say this here. Jalen Hurts throws a beautiful deep ball. A beautiful deep. I mean, it's always on point.
Well, hey, we're getting better odds if we want to go Philly.
And then you got Dak on the other side doing the exact same thing.
True.
Now, here's the kicker. Philly's defense is way better than Dallas's. And Philly can actually stop Dallas. Dallas cannot stop Philly. That's my problem.
Question. Can Dallas stop a high school team?
No. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think so.
Hey,
I know they can't stop a college team.
I'm sorry,
from scoring.
but I had to ask the question.
I know they can't stop a college team. They couldn't stop Alabama from scoring.
I'm not going to trash the defense that bad.
I'm going to trash the defense that bad.
In the past couple, well, no, I got to. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry. Because the games were all 30-something points each.
Hey, look,
Every
we
game was
already
30-something points,
pointed
so
out that
going
if
like-
Chargers hadn't turned the ball over twice,
Yeah.
it would have been a different game.
Yeah,
and let's not forget. I think that's one of the reasons why Dallas lost is because of turnovers in the game.
Yeah, I just realized that both games were 30-something points each. I'm like, yeah,
Alright.
bro, you're not stopping them.
That wraps
Don't
this
stop-
segment up.
Don't stop that. Don't
Oh,
stop
come
that.
on.
You're not.
I'm sorry. He say, I'm not going to try. Yes, I am. I'm sorry. Dallas, your defense is not up to par to stopping people. This is why you will probably not win your division because you got a couple teams on there with in your division with solid defenses that are going to put you to the test. You can put up 21 points, but hey, you can't put 35 up on Washington. I'm sorry.
No,
They're not
that's
going to be
not
able to
gonna
do it.
happen.
So here comes Philly. And this is a division rival whose defense is probably not that far behind of Washington's. So what do? You can't stop the pass. You can't stop the run. What do? You got to outscore them. Can you outscore Philly? And I don't think they can.
Yep. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know, I've been looking at these games and trying to come up with my own little method of picking games of winners and losers. And things that I have discovered, even if you go with the favors, the favorites here, never take a division rival lightly and never pick a road team just because they're favored.
Yeah.
So those are the two.
And
If
so
you
with
stick-
Philly's
if
being
you-
favored, right?
Philly, no, Dallas is favored
Dallas is
3.5.
favored. So I pick Philly.
I would take 3.5 on Philly.
I take 3.5 on Philly also. Chuck.
Yeah. Whichever one has Philly winning. Yeah.
All right, so we're taking the money line on Philly at plus 155.
Money line on Philly. The over under on the over on the Rams Patriots. No, take it back.
Rams.
Rams
No,
and Tampa Bay.
Rams Tampa Bay. I keep thinking Tom Brady's still a Patriot. Sorry.
Anyway, so on that note, we're gonna lock in our picks later. But as far as this goes, we're out.
We're out. if you live in Bill Belichick's world like Chuck thinks everybody should, there's no such thing as a moral victory. You can put up big numbers, 5 touchdowns, 355 yards, still lose the game. It's not a moral victory. It's like the Tampa Bay game in Dallas. Sorry, Dak, your comeback game, but you still lost.
You're lost.
There's no such thing as that. Everybody, all the Cowboy fans I know. Oh, but Dak played good. He always plays good.
Yep,
what about the rest of the team?
Yep.
And your record was 0-1 at the start of the season.
Yeah.
Simple.
When was your last Super Bowl?
But then again,
Ouch.
according to Belichick, then I don't care if you've won me 6 championships. You're still being treated like a high schooler.
Yep. And that's why you don't
Brady,
have
sit
nobody
down.
anymore. You should have treated your stars like stars. Sorry.
No, because if he would have, where would Hernandez be right now?
Not in jail.
No, he would have.
Yeah, he probably still would have been in jail. Let's just go and put that out there. Sorry, Hernandez. I hope you're watching.
Yeah.
Keep watching.
Oh, he did.
He did, man.
Oh, he killed himself, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Well, he's watching from up there. So
My God.
hey, that lets you know how much I kept.
The key of sensitivity.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. I tried to watch that trial and I was like, why? I was literally like, why? Dude,
On the
you did what
Netflix
you did?
thing?
Yeah, no, not even the Netflix.
Oh,
I'm
the
talking
trial.
about the trial
Yeah.
itself. I was like, why am I watching this? You did what you did. It is what it is. Pay the price. Call it a day.
Well, it's just like what all lawyers say: never admit anything.
Yeah.
Make them prove it.
Bad move on. What we was just talking about that earlier.
Deshaun Watson. Don't admit anything, especially. Ooh, speaking of,
You gotta.
Did you see the new legislation? Simply soliciting a prostitute is a felony.
Oh, it's a felony now.
It's a felony now here in the state of Texas.
It did not used to be.
I don't know if it's a I'm pretty sure it's a Texas thing, but it could be a local thing. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Fine. Go home.
So
then let your wife.
So thanks, Deshaun, for the new legislation.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Not like it matters.
Yeah,
Well, it's any of us anyway.
Not for this group anyway, but still. All the other ones out there, they like mad at you right now, bro. That's why I saw a sign in the stands. We don't need Deshaun. Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Oh,
yes, you do.
Yep.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so this will probably all be edited out.
I hope not. Well, the early part.
For legal purposes.
For legal purposes.
Yeah, because
He
watching.
said, Josh, you should have saw his face.
Because at first I was
That's what
like.
had me laughing so much.
Because at first I
looked at him
I was like.
and he's like,
No, I don't think that. Then I have to think about
You
the
can see
points.
the
It was
you
30
see the
points
wheels
every
turning
game. I was
in his
like,
brain.
yeah, nah, I got to trash.
you can see the wheels
You
turning.
giving
in
up
his
30
brain,
points a
dude.
game, man. Nah.
That was awesome.
Because all the other team defense has to do is stop you one time. You're out of there. That one field goal don't even matter anymore. So.
Dude, I'm sorry. I cannot get that out of my head. I'm not going to trash defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't get that. I cannot stop thinking about it.